What's going on, everybody? Welcome to week 3 in the Mountain Mama Fantasy Football League. As you can see here, I've got a new poll up in regards to big activity this week, big trade. We'll get into that a little bit later. We're going to go over the first week first. But what would be the ideal number of votes to veto a trade in this league? I think it's currently at 7, I want to say. So 7, 6, or 5, 1 vote per manager. Get your votes in, let me know. We might be changing the rules. We'll see what y'all say. Anyways, let's go into week 2 scoreboard. We'll start with me and Zach's matchup. I'm going to try to make this a shorter video. I didn't really prepare anyways. So, alright, as you can see, low scoring affair here between me and Zach. Low numbers out of Josh Allen again this week, but he'll bounce back. They had an easy game against Miami. They actually, Singletary ran the ball pretty well. I think Zach Moss had maybe 2 touchdowns. But Matt Stafford, their offense looked good again too, but he didn't quite have as big of a game as week 1. Alvin Kamara, that whole offense didn't do anything. Saquon still hasn't done anything for me. Montgomery looked good for his 16. Gaskins, honestly, that whole offense didn't do anything, so surprisingly he had... Oh, never mind, I'm looking at the wrong numbers here for him. He had 9, but still I didn't think he would have that much. Galladay didn't do nothing. Antonio Brown didn't do nothing on COVID now. Logan Thomas had 9. Woods really ain't been doing much because Kupp's been doing all the work out there. Oh, Sutton, that's what killed me. He had about 30. Made me eat my words because I was talking trash, saying he needed to pull him out of the lineup. But yeah, pretty much neither team did much. Mine, I don't guess I had anybody in the 20s. But yeah, my team looked pretty bad. Bench didn't do much. I think Odell comes back this week. Will Fuller comes back this week, but Antonio's out. I don't know how much trust you can put into that whole receiving. I mean, the whole receiving core as a whole would be amazing. But maybe it's one receiver does well one week, next week it's another, next week it's another. But see what he's got on the bench. Rondale Moore, yeah, he had a crazy game. Jamal Williams cooled off. Yeah, not much. These teams, honestly, mine and Zach's don't look that great right now. We'll go on to the next matchup. Adam and Nick. Nick's team did awful this week. And I don't think he really has much of a bench, so you better hope these guys step it up. But Aaron Rodgers and Devontae got their mojo back. Got that easy matchup against Detroit. But 30 piece and 23 right there. His 2 running backs, I mean, Tyson, that's, if you get 15 out of him, you should be happy. But you need more out of Miles. DeAndre's usually going to get you more than 15. So that's a plus. You scored 150 without him really doing much. Swift didn't score much, so that's a plus too because he'll get his touches. I think Landry got hurt like as soon as the game started, but I don't know how long he's out. T. Higgins, Kelsey, of course, balled. Mari and Dak, that's what killed Nick this week, really. But if you look here, he has no bench, really. And he is weak at running back, so really when you only have 2 options there to run the ball and it's week 2, you could be in trouble. I mean, you catch one injury to these guys, you're in big trouble. Anyways, on to the next one. Jared got his first win and really tough loss for Derek, going to 0-2. And I don't know what he was thinking. I guess he was down in the dumps about being 0-2, but then pretty much traded his whole team away after this loss. He didn't put up bad numbers this week, really. 140 ain't an awful score to have. But we'll see. Kyler Murray, of course, balled. Herbert still ain't, I don't guess he's been producing like he should. I thought he would be doing better than what he's done so far, but he ain't been bad. Zeke had 21.7. I mean, that's good numbers. If you get 20 out of a guy, you're happy. Najee had 21. They pretty much had the same numbers at the running back 1. Elijah Mitchell had 11.55. I don't know if he got hurt or what. He may have got hurt. I might not. I might be wrong on that. Kenyon Drake had 12, and yeah, Josh Jacobs is hurt, so he was starting. Ridley had 19, but as we know, Ridley's gone. I guess, yeah, Terry's gone too, isn't he? And then Kareem Hunt. But anyways, Terry McLaurin had 30, big ballin'. And let's see, he's done pretty well this whole season. We're going to look at these guys later, so let's not worry about it. Mark Andrews had 10, DJ Moore had 21, Tyreek only had 6 for Jared, and still got the dub. That's pretty good. I mean, when you're getting 50 out of your quarterback like every week, you're going to be tough to beat. Steelers defense with -1. Man, that's rough. Justin Tucker was 7. See what their benches had. Not much to go by here on the benches. Oh, 29. Oh, yeah, he had Hollywood Brown on the bench. Yeah, he's got these guys. I guess he's going to toy with to start. J.D. McKissick had 21. Hell, Rick's bench about outscored his starters. Anyways, on to the next matchup. Jim got a big win. And honestly, after this week, made me reevaluate his team. And I like Jim's team a lot more now than I did the past couple weeks. So let's look at what he had. Tannehill, like I said, I'm not impressed by him. You had 45, this is Baker, but you had 45 out of Aaron Jones. You still got a loss. That's real rough. Not that you scored bad points, but that's just rough. 0 out of your kicker. Antonio Gibson gave you 12, obviously. I'm not very high on him, but McKissick's getting a lot of the work out there. Kittle has been underwhelming, to say the least, this year. Sterling Shepard played well. He's still the wide receiver, too. Keenan Allen, if you get that, you're happy. I mean, I want more personally if I'm Baker, but I'm still happy with 17, 18 points. Over here, now Jim has a bad running back problem because you're not going to get 20 out of James White every week, let's be honest. But Jim has the depth that he can get him another running back, or maybe two more, two other running backs. But Tom Brady had 30, Eckler had 25, James White had 20, Stephon Diggs. Expect more out of him. Later on in the season, Allen Robinson had 10. I would expect more out of him too, but they got issues in Chicago. Hawkinson, who is Detroit's best receiver, had 20. It's a great tight end to have this year. It's looking like Mike Evans got back on track with 25. Patriots defense balled, and kicker had 5, so nothing major. Better than Baker's kicker though. You see on here on the bench, Jim's got Tyler Boyd and Marvin Jones Jr. Zach Moss ain't gonna be much, but still I would think with those two receivers, and then the receivers that he actually has in his starting lineup, he could make something happen to get a running back or even 2 running back. I mean, and be fine. Even if he gets, has to use one of these studs with this, package it up, get a really good running back, take whoever's left, put him in the flex. Anyways, Jim's team's going to be looking good if he can get a little help at that running back spot. Baker's team sucks. Oh yeah, here we go. We got the new record holder now for most points scored in a week, William Tibbs. Went against the #1 power ranked team last week, and Jason's still got a really good team. You lose and you have 150, 160 scored, you're not worried about it. But Russ had 41, Lamar had 42, Chubb 20. I'd like to see more out of Chubb if I'm Jason. And then Derrick Henry had almost 70 points, so you're doomed if you're playing against somebody that's getting 70 out of one guy. You're not going to get 23 out of Singletary every week, probably not ever again. That offense I don't think they didn't have a 100-yard rusher at all last year, and he still didn't have 100 yards. He just had that one big run for a touchdown that really helped Tibbs out on his scoring, but he didn't need it anyways. Cooper Kupp's been balling, continues to ball. Justin Jefferson, nothing that's going to knock you away numbers-wise so far, but I think he still has, I want to say 20 targets in the past 2 weeks, so you like to see that. Tanya did well. Fournette, that ain't bad. And I don't know what he had week 1, but it wasn't bad either. But see, he has Jacobs hurt, so you can really pretty much scratch Fournette and just assume that's going to be Jacobs. Or keep Fournette and put Jacobs in for Singletary. Yeah, that's probably what it'll do. And then the Pittman Jr. acquisition off the bench, or off of Baker's bench to the waivers to the Tibbs team. Great pickup there. It's looking like. See on the flip side on Jason's, Juju still got some great receivers, great depth here. Who didn't ball? So DK's been, I wouldn't say horrible, but he's gonna get more out of DK looking forward. So that'll be a plus on Jason. I mean, he didn't get much here. Thielen got about. I mean, that's just tough. You go against a guy that's scoring 230. Jason didn't have a bad week. Just a tough loss. And then one of the toughest losses you've seen in a while. Wade against Hunter, I guess Pat Mahomes, or actually Edwards-Helaire for Hunter fumbled while they're about to drive down the field at the end of the game. Cost Pat Mahomes some touches, which then cost Wade the win. But anyways, good win for Hunter. He moves to 1-1 after the week 1 matchup with Jason. And his team gets a lot better this week, courtesy of Rick. But anyways, let's get into the actual trade before we get into week 3 matchups. If I can find it. Recent activity. So here we go. So Rick is getting Joe Mixon, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Julio Jones, and Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is starting this week. Andy Dalton's injured. I don't know. I've heard that when he comes back, he's going back to being the starter. Justin Fields going back to being the backup. Even if Justin Fields is the starter the rest of the year, still think Rick loses by a good bit. He sold Zeke Elliott, he sold Calvin Ridley, he sold Terry McLaurin, and he sold Kareem Hunt. The only player, I mean, Julio had a good week. I get it. It's Julio. I don't see him having a 21.8 average the rest of the year. Julio, I'm thinking you're happy if Julio gives you 15 a week. Clyde, I think you're ecstatic if he gives you 15. That offense is not set up for him to get fantasy points. Joe Mixon, he's going to ball. He gets too many touches not to ball. And then that's a question mark, really. I mean, we ain't even seen him in the NFL. That's a gutsy call. But it's what Rick wants to do. It's his money. On the flip side, you got Zeke, who, let's see where he was drafted. 7th overall draft pick. Calvin Ridley, he's the 18th overall draft pick, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 18th overall draft pick. He traded his 1 and his 2. Corn had to be a pretty, 3rd round draft pick. His 1, 2, and 3. And was Kareem his 5th or 6th? Yeah, 5th round. 1, 2, 3, and 5. For a 10th round pick. 4th round pick. 3rd round pick. And a 2nd round pick. Pretty sure, 2nd round pick. And at the end of the day, let's be honest, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not as good as a 3rd round pick, in my opinion. But he is a starting running back, so that takes a lot, pretty much the majority of the snaps. But I think Hunter wins handily in this trade. I think it was a bad trade by Rick. I think he pretty much just got scared after 2 weeks, and the team's 0-2, trying to make something happen. He thinks Zeke ain't going to get the touches, or Tony Pollard's going to take touches away. I guess he's scared of Atlanta's offense. Atlanta's not good, but they're probably going to have to throw this year. And Ridley still has like 20 targets in 2 weeks. He still put up like 20 last week. McLaurin's been balling. Let's see what he's had. He had like 10 and 30 then. Yeah, 10 and 30. 14 targets last week. And then we all know what Kareem Hunt is. But let's look at Hunter's team. I guess I could just go scoreboard. So anyways, Hunter's going to have Jalen Hurts, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley, I guess Jared Cook still. And then he's going to have, I guess, Terry McLaurin as flex. Yeah, I guess Terry McLaurin as flex. I mean, that's a stud team. He's got four of the top 2 round picks. So yeah, he's got 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders in his lineup. I mean, that's insane. But to each their own. Like I said, we can discuss how many votes it takes to veto something later on. Get your vote in on the poll. But anyways, let's get into this week's matchups. It's me versus Adam. Projected me to win by 1 point. I'd love that to happen, but that's assuming Saquon gets 22 and these receivers here can get, actually double-digit points for me. I'm taking a chance. I'm going with Odell. Got Antonio Brown with COVID this week. I got Will Fuller coming off of personal issues or whatever, so I don't know about him. And then Devontae Parker, I can't really start him. But I do have 3 starting running backs, so there's always a good chance I get the touches. Matt Stafford's playing well. I like Adam's team. I'm going to take him this week. I think he's also got really good receivers that he could package up and get him some more depth at running back if he wanted it. I mean, he's got 3 starters, so it really doesn't matter. But, he can make something happen with his bench players when people start getting injured and getting desperate. Next up is Nick and Derek. I'm going to take Nick in this matchup. Obviously, after Derek's trades, I don't think Derek made his team better. I think that he made him worse. He'll disagree with me, and that's fine, but we're all entitled to our own opinion. I guess he's got to get rid of Justin Herbert now. He's going to be sending trades. It's just not really the time to sell on Justin Herbert. That's the only problem. But looking at the team, I think obviously Dak and Amari bounces back. I don't like what I'm seeing out of James Robinson this year. I don't even know who this is, to be honest with you. I don't even know who KJ Osborne is, but he's starting him. It's just rough when you ain't got no depth. But anyways, taking Nick to win that matchup. Obviously, this is after Thursday, so some of these teams have already scored. Jared's up 23.75 going against Zach. Great game out of DJ Moore last night for Jared. I don't know if did he end up scoring a touchdown? He had all them catches, but no yards, no touchdown. I don't think. Yeah, no touchdown. Let's see what he had. 8 for 126, 12 targets, 11 targets, 8 targets. So he's getting about 10 targets a game every bit. Actually, a little bit over. So he's been a really good player for Jared this year. Obviously, Tyreek. Starting Trey Sermon. I guess there was an injury to Elijah Mitchell. Let's see. Yeah, he's doubtful, so he did get injured in last week's game. But Jared going with the other San Fran running back that he traded for. Mark Andrews, Mike Williams, who's been playing really well for Jared. I think he's got like 20 a week at me. Yeah, so he's getting about 20 a week. Yeah, 22. Yeah, consistency. And 12 targets and 10 targets, so you gotta like to see that. Jared's team might be a little better than I gave him credit for earlier, but still not in love with it. On the flip side, we know I don't like Zach's team that much, but he does have some good players. Obviously, I have to get more out of Alvin Kamara. That offense needs to get going again. Josh Allen, need to get more out of him, but they'll get going. Woods is honestly kind of taking the back seat to Cup this year, and I think he was probably drafted in front of him. A.J. Brown, I'd like to see, need about 20 out of him, but I don't know if you're going to get it. Need Sutton to play well again against the Jets. Not much of a bench. But yeah, taking Jared in that matchup. Baker going against Jason. Defense, Carolina's defense giving 10, so that's really good. Defense giving you 10 points. But obviously just putting teams here side by side. Jason with the clear advantage. He's got the 4-point projected advantage, but I see this game being more than a 4-point win. I think Jason beats Baker handedly. On to the next matchup. We got Jim and Hunter. Like I said, Hunter's team will not be this. It'll be something completely different. A super squad, you would say. I tried to send Rick a similar trade that Hunter sent, but it was shot down. Don't know what's up with that. I guess Hunter just gets all the love. But anyways, Jim's team, which is not awful, just going to go against a super team this week, and probably going to get decimated. Will's record might even get beat. I don't know. But Hunter, going to take that one. Then we got Tibbs going against Wade, a rivalry matchup here. Let's see what the projections show. Ooh, showing a close one, 149 against 147. They got Wade projected to win. But that was with McCaffrey projected 32, and as we all know, McCaffrey got hurt. I think he's out for 3 weeks, is what they're saying. It's going to be hard for me not to go with Tibbs' team after he scores like 250 points or whatever it was. Josh Jacobs still out. It doesn't hurt you as much if you get good numbers out of Pittman, you know, who you literally picked up off the waiver wire. Yeah, I'm going to take Tibbs in this one, taking him to 3-0, a division leader. I haven't really looked at the divisions lately. But I guess all that we got left here is power rankings. Okay, as always, the power rankings are sponsored by Farley Custom Kicks. And you can see the Instagram handle right here. But let's get into our power rankings. The color coding's still the same, kind of like a tier system. Let you know how I think what teams are close to each other, what teams are kind of in a different league than the others. But Hunter, the outright favorite to win it right now. Just got to be honest, Rick made his team a lot better. He was already good. You know, he's already sitting in the 1-2 spot every week. So to make a team that's already at the top even better, he's going to be sitting alone right here at the top. Jason fell down to the 2-hole pretty much just because of that trade. It has nothing to do with him losing last week. Tibbs jumping way up to the 3 spot. And really, he's making his claim for maybe even the 1 spot, depending on how he does in the next few weeks and how Hunter's new trades work out. But right now, Tibbs in the 3, Adam in the 4. And this is where the power ranking switched up a lot, is from 5 on. Jim moves from maybe 11 all the way up to 5. I kind of looked at his team after they performed well and seen that I guess I just really ain't been giving Jim enough credit. Same with Jared. Jared moves up to 6. Wade falls down to 7 mainly because of the Christian McCaffrey injury. Wade would probably be sitting around this 4 to 5 range if it wasn't for that, but he's going to struggle a little bit here in the next 3 weeks or so. Then I fall down to 8. Could honestly probably call me 9 or 10, but I put myself at 8. Still need to see, honestly, just see my guys, perform. They're like 10 or more under projection each week, so either they're gonna perform or they're gonna lose their spot or something. I don't know. But I'm at 8. Baker at 9. Like I said, I don't like Baker's team that much. Don't like Antonio Gibson. Not totally sold on Damian Harris getting you 20 every week. Nick has no bench at all. So that's pretty much where Nick's sitting until he gets a little bit of depth. He has good players, but after like his 2 starting running backs, 2 starting receivers, he really has nothing. Zach ain't. I don't even know if Zach watches these videos, so if that tells you why he's at 11. And then Rick traded his whole team away, so he's got a hole to climb out of. That's pretty much all I got for you this week. Try to make it a shorter video. Hope everybody has a good week this week, and let's make some more trades happen. Vote on the poll. That's pretty much it. Watch the game Sunday.